If your desire feels good to you, it means you are somewhere in the vibrational vicinity of it. If your desire is irritating, it means you have a practiced vibration that isn't close to the vibration of your desire. And so when you activate what you think about what you want, it is uncomfortable. When you activate what you think about what you want and it's comfortable, that means you are a vibrational match or approaching that. And when you are a vibrational match to your desire must manifest. And the better you feel, the sooner it will manifest. Often as we get together like this to discuss deliberate creation, what most people have on their mind is matching with things they want, relationships they want, bodily conditions that they want, financial experience that they want. And all of that is nice. We want all of that for you too. But what we are really wanting to assist you in finding vibrational harmony with is you. In other words, as your life here, out here on the leading edge of creation, as it inspires within you a new desire, that new desire includes you. You don't just create a new home, you create you in it. You're not just creating a relationship by attracting the perfect person to you. You're creating you in a relationship. You're not creating money, you're creating your financial life experience. In other words, you are the creator of you. And so we want you to remember that as the contrast of your environment causes you to know what you want, because often it helps you to know what you don't want first. In knowing what you want, you don't just send off a rocket of desire that lingers out there and maybe sometime you'll run into it. The larger part of you becomes the vibrational personification, the vibrational equivalent of that desire. For example, if you are sick and experiencing the discomfort of it, you are emanating the other end of that vibrational range simultaneously. In other words, you can't activate the sick vibration without activating the well vibration, because every subject is two subjects, and when the subject is activated, the full range of it is activated. So if you're a little sick, you activate a little well. If you're really sick, you activate really well. If you are missing some money, you activate some money, but if you're really missing some money, you really activate some money. Are you following? Because there are two equivalent ends to this vibrational range. So as you sift through life and you are becoming because of the vibrational rockets that you are sending forth, this becoming is happening in what we are calling a gathering of cooperative components. In other words, it's this vortex of creation where everything that you're asking for is being held in vibrational reachability or vibrational readiness for you. That's how all things expand. It's how the expansion of all species occurs. It's how the expansion of the universe occurs. It's how you as a creator are expanding. But we want you to understand, until you understand that there is a vibrational part of you that exists and that is offering a vibration that you can feel your relativity to, then you have no real guidance or conscious awareness, no accurate way of ever knowing where you personally stand in relationship to who you really are. Now, we think that's a really important thing to understand, because every emotion that you feel is about exactly that. Every emotion that you feel is about your vibrational relationship with what you have expanded to. But before any of this can make any sense to you at all, you have to first accept that you are an extension of source energy. And for some that's easier. When you stand in your magnificent place and look about, seeing your planet spinning in perfect proximity to other planets, you have to acknowledge that there is more to this experience than humans moving about. You're wonderful, but you have not figured out how to scrape enough dirt together to launch another planet into orbit. In other words, there is a bigger picture going on of which you are an essential part. So that source energy part of you has extended a part of itself into that which is you. And the reason that we explain it to you that way is because we want you to understand those two parts, the non-physical and the physical. And most important, we want you to understand that the non-physical didn't all come here with you. In other words, the source part of you, the larger part of you, remains non-physically focused. So here you are, sifting through your life just like you intended to do, knowing what you don't want and sending constant rockets of improvement forward into this vortex, this vibrational reality. And as this vibrational reality is amassing, the source energy part of you is expanding because of what you're living. You in your physical body, out here on this leading edge of thought, we're not kidding you, are contributing mightily to the expansion of all that is. And the only difference between you and the source energy part of you, the only part that matters, is that the source energy part of you takes your expansion in the moment that you launch the rocket. In other words, when you know that you want to be well, source energy doesn't linger in sickness justifying why it wants wellness. When you ask for more money, the source energy part of you does not go outside of the vortex and justify why the money is necessary or defend or talk about how long it's been missing. The source energy part of you accepts the request and vibrationally becomes it because, and this is what the difference between physical and non-physical really is, the source energy part of you holds no resistance to the things that you desire, while you often do. You don't mean to hold resistance to what you desire, but most of you have let what is train you into your expectations. You let what is train your vibrational frequency. So as you let what is train your vibrational frequency, then you disallow your fast movement toward what you really prefer. We're going to be talking a lot today about vibration. We're eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. But the majority of what we will be offering in response to what you are asking is assistance in helping you to shift your patterns of thought into frequencies that allow more of what you want. No one is deliberately holding themselves vibrationally apart from things they want. You just wouldn't do that. That's why people have a hard time understanding about law of attraction or deliberate creation. When we say you are the creator of your own reality, many people say, that cannot be. I would not do this to me. But we want you to understand, we didn't say you're doing it deliberately, but we always say you're doing it. And the reason that we say you're doing it is because you are offering a vibration and no one else can offer your vibration, and your vibration equals your point of attraction, and your point of attraction equals what you're getting. Now, it's true that you can be influenced by what is around you. And that's happening to a lot of you. You are influenced by what's around you because you are observing what's around you. So if what is around you, in terms of finances or in terms of physical well-being or in terms of government or in terms of world affairs or in terms of anything, if you are observing what is, and so what is the reason that you are offering the vibrational frequencies that you are offering in those patterns that eventually become beliefs. As those patterns of thought are chronically offered by you, law of attraction matches you with things that match them. So it's an interesting thing. You run across something and you observe it. And as you observe it, you begin to offer a vibration about it. Now, if you just offered a swift vibration about it and got on to something else, not much about it would affect you. But if you contemplate it and talk about it and read an article about it and watch a television show about it and talk to your friends about it and discuss it, if your mother was talking about it when you were born and you heard it at the dinner table every night, or if the people that you hang around with at work are talking about it, if it's something that is active in your vibration frequently, now you've developed a pattern of vibration that we call an expectation or a belief. And those patterns of vibration equal your point of attraction. So now it gets very interesting. So you have this belief, let's call it average. things that you think about things. So you're moving through your life and you see something that is an exaggerated example of something that you don't want. And in that moment, an equivalent exaggerated example on the other side of the wave is launched into your vortex of creation. You know how it is, don't you? Don't you always know you want to be well when you are sick? Isn't that always when you know that more? Don't you always know you want more money when there isn't enough? Don't you always know that more? So you're launching this rocket of desire. The source energy part of you becomes the equivalent of it. And now you've got vibrational feedback going on, because there are two vibrational aspects of you having a sort of meeting. And you can tell by the way you feel how the meeting is going. If you feel frisky, you're in good vibrational sync with your source. If you feel love or appreciation or joy, you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. But if you feel worry, if you feel blame or guilt, if you feel concern, then your active vibration doesn't match the vibration of your source. And many would say, Esther will say to us, well, Abraham, the reason I'm worried is because I have this evidence. I saw this and I saw this and I heard this. This is why I'm worried. And we will say, it doesn't matter how valid your worry is. It's always the same thing. When you have something that you are worried about, even if you have evidence and reason to worry, even if someone has brought you information that is the reason that you are worried, what it really means is your attention to this subject is different from the attention that your inner being is giving to the same subject. And Esther will say, but it's true. It's true. So shouldn't my inner being come over here with me and face the truth of this situation? And we say, your inner being is always focused upon your desire, never upon what you are worried about. So when you feel that concern or that anger or whatever the emotion is, it always, always, always means that you are focused in opposition to who you really are and to what you really want. And if you keep doing it, you're going to pull yourself further and further apart from what you want. There are many who say, well, shouldn't I go right to what I'm worried about and wrestle it to the ground and kill it? Shouldn't I confront it? Shouldn't I make it admit it? Shouldn't I make it own up to it? Shouldn't I make it tell the truth of what I'm worried about? And we say, we wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. We would stay inside the vortex. In fact, we as your inner being do stay in there with who you are and what you want. And in time, you will come to understand that it doesn't matter what's happening anywhere in your experience. If you can stay true to the vibration of who you really are, you will always find happiness. And that, after all, is what you are always looking for. You want to be happy. Everything that you want, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a material object, whether it's a state of being or a condition, everything that you want is because you want to feel good. And really, those things that you think that you need in order to feel good, you don't need in order to feel good, because there are plenty of things that will help you to feel good. And if feeling good is your goal, then you could let everything that you're worried about go. You could let everything that is causing you concern, you could let it go. You don't have to fix it. You can let it go and go right into the frequency of who you really are and what you really want, and find the joy that you deserve, the joy that you are worthy of, without having to control all of those uncontrollable relationships, all of those uncontrollable conditions, all of those uncontrollable particles of life experience. You are the creator of your own reality, and you create it by sifting and defining and then aligning. If you've been listening to us for a while, you've been hearing us say that the creative process is really 3 steps. Step 1 is identify what you want, and life helps you to do that. That's what we're talking about. What you want is here in this vibrational reality. Step 2 is Source answers what you want. Now that's what we were just telling you. Source becomes the vibrational equivalent of what you're asking for. The inner being, source energy part of you, becomes that expanded version. And step 3 is you must become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. And that's what we're calling, in the context of this gathering, moving into your vortex in alignment with who you are.